Hello everyone, this is Frank from Fanvil, and today we will introduce our new XS and new series IP phones for you. So, uh, if there is no further problem, we will start now. Okay. So let's take a first look about our new IP phone series. First, let's see what's the most agenda and content that we will introduce first. The first is characteristics, and with this, I will try to show you the outlook of the new phones and some basic features. And also, next, I will try to introduce the specification that we upgrade for these new IP phones. And also, I will also introduce more application and functions that we added for these new phones. So let's take first look about the new phones. We design and realize the two series phones. One is XS series, which means it is for the most basic or entry-level IP phones that we define for X1S and the X1SP. And also, we redesign the classical X3S with a new module and outlook. So software and hardware are not changed, but the module is changed to provide better voice quality and also the new users operation feedback. And also we provide a new X3SG as the entry-level products as how to say it should be a kind of entry level, but with more powerful function than traditional or classical X3S. And the next is XU series. With the XU series, we define the X3U, X4U, X5U, and X6U. And with these phones, we provide not only the standard IP phones with new design, but also new features for some service providers. Later, I will introduce what kind of feature that we provide. This is the IP phones new features that we designed for the new phones. From this, you can see it is still the standard SIP protocol that we use, and which is also have the same compatibility for like the current X3S phones and also the X series phones. And also it is HD voice, but we provide not only the G.722 wideband codec, but also we support, which is very popular recently. And later I will try to show you which phones are supported with Opus codec. And all these phones are supported with the zero-touch programming, which kind of method or some system to provide some easy or convenient deployment installation for end users or some system integrators. Then end users might be used and get the phone without any manual operation. Moreover, some PBX manufacturers are also make some cooperative work with us to make their PBX and our phones compatible, not only for SIP but also for the provisioning. Then to some system integrators, they can make the phones deployed more easily. And with the new series phones, we also provide IPv6, which is the it should be used in more and more countries who want to use more IP address without any restriction or any other limitation to get more available IP address. Then we provide the IPv6 and also with IPv4, which is the two protocol communication are available on these phones. And also we, based on the new outlook for these phones, we also has the new UI designed, not only the GUI, but also some, for example, the keys, and also some other operation and like bracket with new design. So let's see what's the specification and some features or parameters upgraded. First, let's make a basic outlook checking with the XS series phones. The first is the X1S and the X1SP. Actually, the X1S and the X1SP use the same hardware as the X3SG. The X3S and the X3SP with new version, which is the same as X3S with the new outlook, but the X1S and the X1SP has the new chipset and new hardware, so they are not the same hardware solution, but different. But we still define them as the most basic and entry level for the enterprise phones. So that's the XS series phones. And these are XU series phones. With this, actually there are X3S, X4, X5S, and X6 IP phones upgraded. First, they all have the side keys, which is on the left screen, and also these phones will have the same LCD UI interface and also the similar operation. That is the XU series phones. So let's see what's the parameters upgraded for the XU series first. Here is the X3U. You can see the front outlook for the IP phone, and there's 3 side keys, which might be DSS keys defined with different kind of function use. Let's check the comparison between the X3U and the X3S. The first is SIP lines. X3U has 6 SIP lines and the X3S is 2 SIP lines. There's the first difference. And the second, X3S has 2 SIP line, also has the DSS key function, but to X3U there are 3 side keys on the screen with the screen keys displayed. There are second one. The third one is the local phone book. X3U has 1,000 contacts saved locally, while X3S is still 500. That is the second one. And the third one is the IPv6. X3S has no IPv6, only IPv4. X3U can be used with IPv4 or IPv6 or IPv4 and IPv6 both. And also X3U as an entry-level IP phones. It has OPERS codec also for the HD communication, but X3S has no OPERS, only G.722. And to PoE, X3U has PoE as default, while X3S has no PoE, but X3SP or X3G with the PoE. The last one is the Ethernet network interface. To X3U, it is gigabit with two ports, but X3S as default, it is still mega. So this is the last difference. So from the parameters comparison that you can see, the X3U is mostly upgraded than X3S as an entry-level IP phones. And also to some big service provider who has the some parameters bit or some special spec required with X3U, it would be not a problem. But to X3S, sometimes like local phone books quantities, like the OPERS codec, like IPv6 required, there will be no problem for X3U that you can choose. This is the X3U's parameters comparison. And this is for X4U. X4U is the also upgraded with not only the software but also hardware, totally upgraded than X4. Here is the parameters that we can see what's the difference. Besides the zipline set key phone book IPv6 OPERS, there is also the USB interface for X4U. And some customers who want their IP phones with middle level and high level with some USB application like the local recording for voice calls, and also for some, for example, the USB headset, and also with the Bluetooth handset or with the Wi-Fi connection. If you use X4U, there will be no problem. It's also, I think, a big upgraded than X4. And next is X5U. X5U is mostly the same as X5S, but we replaced the second LCD screen for DSS keys indication and displayed from black and white screen to color screen. Then there will be better displayed for DSS keys with name, icons, and some other interaction and function that will be worked with X5. With, for example, like the some special languages like Thailand languages. With X5S on the DSS key screens, it is impossible to be displayed because with the Thailand characters realization and is the with the font lib restriction, it is hard to display on the black and white LCD screen. But with color LCD screen, there will be no problem to display Thailand languages and characters. That's why we replaced the DSS key screen from black white to color screen. Moreover, we think about some end users required with wireless communication. Then we added the Bluetooth module with embedded mode other than the Bluetooth USB dongle from X5S to X5U. It means with X5S, you need to insert our USB Bluetooth dongle to get Bluetooth headset connected. But with X5U, you can just select some Bluetooth headset, then make some Bluetooth headset scan and then connect it directly. There will be no dongle selected or some confirmation, just directly used. It is an improvement, I think. Okay, next is X6U. X6U is almost the same as X6, just has the set key added, and also with the Bluetooth dongle or the Bluetooth module embedded. Other features are not changed, but we realize our previous X6 defect, then we add wall-mounted for X6U. So you can use X6U to make wall-mounted for the phone calls and used, not only put it on the desk. That is also the improvement. And the last, the hardware the improvement is the replaceable LCD panel. It means if you are a service provider, then you can try to replace some, for example, the phone's logo or some customers customized element on the phone other than Fanvil logo displayed. Then you can try to DIY yourself. In our previous phones, you could not do it directly. You must contact us to make some custom production with the logo produced and then imported. But with XU series phones, you can customize on your side. It means to the X3U, for example, to X3U and X5U, you can replace or you can uncover the panel, LCD panel. Then you can input some your private logo or some tip inside and then put the panel back. Then with the, for example, the background and some logo on the screen replaced also you would get a phone like yours, customized, not the Fanvil standard phone. I think it's very helpful for some small enterprise service provider or some small system integrator who has many different kind of customization or some requirement with the logo. We do not need to produce in factory, but on your side, you can do it by yourself. Then I think it will be flexible for these customers who want to replace them. Okay, let's see what's the highlight functions that we provide for the XS series and also the XU series phones. There will be the Wi-Fi connection, the Bluetooth headset view or video calls, and also the call recording function, and the SIP hotspot for these phones. And the last is for the zero-touch provisioning via our FTPS and also FDMS. And two X3U, X3U, X5U. There will be the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth for the wireless communication. And with actually on our last X series phones, we provide Bluetooth and Wi-Fi communication, but must with our Bluetooth USB dongle and also Wi-Fi USB dongle. On XU series, you can use some phones with the embedded for Bluetooth communication. There's a enhancement. First, let's see the Wi-Fi connection. Because the X4U, X5U, and X6U might be used the Wi-Fi communication with the we can use the Wi-Fi dongle, and some is the Bluetooth embedded, some is still required Bluetooth Wi-Fi dongle. We can use the Wi-Fi for XU phones via the USB dongle. The operation is the same as X5S and X6 that you can connect it. The first is insert the Wi-Fi dongle for the XU phones. Next is access to the LCD menu to access WLAN, and then scan the Wi-Fi network, and then select some available AP access point. Then last one is connect. That will be all. And also the Bluetooth headset is also worked with the XU series phones, especially with these phones without Bluetooth USB dongle required. It will be more conveniently and more. So to XU phones, you can even make both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connected together, which means you can use USB dongle for Wi-Fi and then use the Bluetooth headset directly connected with the XU phones. Here is the Bluetooth headset connection interface. It is the same operation as the X6. If you have some operation habit for X6, then there will be no problem for the new XU series phones. There will be no any change. And this is the will be introduced in detail. We called Bluetooth external line. But generally, you can treat it as our XU phones worked as a Bluetooth headset. It might be connected with mobile phones. Then you can use the IP phone to answer mobile calls with handset or the speaker. Moreover, you can also use the IP phones to sync mobile's contact and then browse the contact via the LCD screen, IP phone's LCD screen, then select someone and talk to him or call to him. That is the Bluetooth external line. If you have some enterprise users, I think for them, because they can use IP phone to arrange not only IP phone calls but also mobile phone calls just with the XU phones, not one for IP phone calls for enterprise calls, and the other is mobile calls. Then he need to operate two phones together, just one phone. I think it will be great helpful for the enterprise users. And to X6U, we still provide the video display function. We can provide the video preview. Moreover, we developed not only the for X6U, but also we provide some special function like the RTSP directly view, and also a unique call function we define or name it as the action plan. It means we can define the XU with the SIP voice call and combined with some RTSP video build. Then to end users, they will see both the video and listen the voice on one screen at the same time. So that will be very helpful for some users who want to make voice call but want to make some video at the same time. That is, the left side is the RTSP view directly. For example, if you use the X6U for the enterprise front desk or receptionist, and you want to look the first floor with the IP camera, you can just define some DSS key with the RTSP URL of the camera, then press it. You can get the IP camera's video displayed on the screen, X6U screen. But there's no voice, only the video monitoring. And the right side is the video preview realized by our action plan, which means you can call some, for example, SIP phones or some SIP intercoms, which is a voice intercom. But at the same time, you can bind the SIP calls with another IP camera's RTSPIL. Then you can see the video displayed at the same time. Then you can make the video preview and then decide if you want to answer the call or if you want to continue the call. Let me explain why we realized the video preview with this kind of mode. It is because video preview is a common function for many intercom or some door phone calls generally, but to SIP calls, it is not a standard or it is not a general application for all of the SIP phones, door phones, and even SIP servers. For example, to asterisk, there's no video function when you want to make some phone rings with the video displayed. It is impossible. It is only supported with the video displayed after call established. After the call established, there will be video and voice streams send receive from the both sides. For example, to CCX, it is also not available for the video preview for SIP calls via SIP calls. So provide a kind of application who might not require the PBX or SIP server to support the video preview. Then it will be very helpful for the intercom and the IP phone to realize it. That's why we define such kind of video preview application. And here is some configuration for the video preview. I will not to make the integration. But anyway, we also define the SIP video preview function and settings to help some system integrators or some phone administrators who try to get some solution to make the preview available via the and to the new XU phones, we have the USB interface with the flash drive available. So you can use the local recording function, which means, for example, if you are enterprise users, you can insert some flash drive or some USB disk on the XU phones via the USB interface. And when you have some SIP calls and you want to record some contents during the call, you can press some record key or recording key. Then the voice will be saved on the USB disk and later replay them via the XU phones or on the PC with some software replay them. And also some system integrators or some phone users who do not use the local recording function. We also support the network recording. It means if some users who want to recording voice for calls, for example, it is not for some content record, but for some call monitoring, like call center, they might use the network recording function with our recording software. Software is a Windows software. It is small and you can record any phone's voice records on this software remotely. Then you can replay them. And the last one is a SIP standard. It means when you use the IP phone and you want to record the calls, you need to press some record key, and then the PBX would execute the voice call function. It is done on the PBX side, not the phone side, but it requires IP phones and the PBX or SIP servers to stop the recording via some special SIP message. The message is currently the available PBX or SIP server is 3CX, which is used SIP info. If you wanted to use it, you can try 3CX. Or if you want to try to just recording locally, you can try the local recording. So here it is the local recording records with the file name and the file size. And this is the recording key that you need to define to let the end users press it and stop it. And this one is the Fanvil software. It is free and you can get it from the Fanvil website. And also it is very easy to use just with the IP phone's configuration. And then you can recording all the voice for calls as long as the IP phones is pressed recording. And the last one is the 3CX with the graphic console that you can operate remote side. And also with 3CX, you can listen and play the recording contents. Next is the SIP hotspot. Maybe some persons who have some function experience for SIP hotspot, maybe someone not. I will simply introduce what SIP hotspot is and what it can be used and what's the advantage. Actually, the SIP hotspot is some kind of function that we can share some IP phones SIP account for more IP phones. For example, for hotel solutions, one room has 3 phones. There's 3 phones in one room, but to this room, all these phones will be only used one SIP account. To traditional realization, it is impossible. To SIP phones, these 3 phones will be assigned 3 unique extension numbers, but they will be assigned a group number, for example, room 101. But to these phones, may 801, 802, and 803. It is very inconvenient for deployment and installation or maintenance. But with the SIP hotspot, you can put one phone with the SIP account and the other with the SIP hotspot function used. These 3 phones will use one SIP account for calls, and there will be no other additional extension assigned. You can use any phone to make calls to other extension number, and any other room's extension might be called to these 3 phones. These 3 phones will ring together, and any IP phones might be took and establish calls. That is SIP hotspot. Is for some small business or some small enterprise, they will be only a few IP phones without any PBX or SIP server required. In order to help these customers, we can also suggest them to try SIP hotspot. We can suggest them to select one IP phones as SIP hotspot server, and the other is SIP hotspot client. Then all these phones might be directly communicate in a LAN network without any PBX or SIP server. And moreover, they can use some virtual extension number assigned by hotspot server, like 1, 2, 3 as extension number, or you can also customize your own defined extension number, like 601, 602, 603, and the SIP hotspot server is 0. Then you can call each other locally. That is another advantage for the SIP hotspot. And this is the convenient auto-provisioning. Here is the FTPS. Actually, we also have FTPS. FDMS is kind of deployment, monitoring, and software or system. For now, it is a free software provided by Fanvil, and it is realized by standard TR069 protocol. It means you can put it in local network, and you can even put it on the cloud service to make remote auto-provisioning and maintenance and monitoring Fanvil IP phones. You can assign the SIP account remotely. You can change some parameters. For example, the background, the customized ring file, and even firmware upgraded remotely. That will be more helpful than configure via some config file downloaded or some other manual operation via the IP phone. So that is the FDMS. And if you have any interested in FDMS, you can also contact us. We can try to help you to experience or test or even install on your side. The last is the roadmap features that we try to not only provide some hardware changed, but more important is we try to provide more features, more functions, more solutions for customers and end users who can try to help them make better communication. The first is the UI style customization. As you know, for our XS and X6, we can replace the background file. For the new XU series phones, we will not only provide like the background, we will also provide like the boot logo customized, with the font displayed customized, with the menu style changed, with different color or some method that you can change by yourself. There will be the UI customized to let any end users who might change their preferred displayed effect than a fixed UI to show make their interaction. And also we make, for example, like the BLF keys customization. It means for most users and most system, the BLF indication will be the same. For example, they would define the BLF idle, or the phone is online with steady green, but to somebody, they would not like the steady green. They may be steady red. And we try to improve and support this kind of usage for the end users. So we support the BLF keys with not only the color customized, but also the LEDs steady or blink indication mode available and configurable by end users or the phone administrators. Then they have more option for the indication. And also we support the incoming call with ring prompt with alert info or some incoming calls caller ID numbers matched. For example, if you are enterprise users, you would like to use the some PBX like asterisk, which might add some alert info header with some strings like Q, like external, like internal, like boss that assign to the called party. Then if the phone is also configured with the string like Q, like boss, they can assign different ring types. Then end users might hear different rings and then distinguish who is calling him. That is for the alert info. Moreover, we also support the incoming calls number rules matched. For example, we can define like the 8xx as internal, 6xx as another company's or another department's extension number prefix. And you can also define, for example, for boss, when there are 3 incoming calls with different prefix or numbers, there will be 3 rings played separately. Then you can set up more and more rules for incoming calls to help end users distinguish the incoming calls. And we also try to improve our system logs function. Currently, we only support the system logs. It means when you lock the phone, any operation via the phone system, like keypad operated, like the handset lift, you must input some password or via the keypad. Otherwise, it is unavailable. The password is inputted and unlock the phones. But some customers who do not want to lock system thoroughly, maybe they want only to lock some LCD menu. Maybe they want to lock some function key, or even they want to lock some function key edit. Then we need to improve it. We need to support it. And now we are trying to add it to let end users to lock anything they want. But of course, it is not impossible to lock everything actually, but we try to lock as more functions as we can provide. That is lock improved. And also we support DTMF toggle. Let me take a simple example, then you can understand and maybe try next. Like asterisk, it supported the recording function other than local recording, no CP info recording. But it is realized by DTMF. It means when you enable recording function, you need to input some DTMF strings. And when you want to stop the recording, you need to press another DTMF. For example, the start is asterisk 901, and the stop DTMF is #901. To most IP phones, if you want to use it for end users, you need to input manually, or you need to set up 2 DSS keys with 2 DTMF separately. And even this, there is no any indication on the LCD screen that the end users might check. So we try to add it on 1 DSS key with LED indicated. It means you can set up 2 DTMF strings on 1 DSS key, and also with the function that you put and execute it. the LED will light automatically and off when you press it again. That is DTMF toggle. I think it will be very helpful for some PBX who use the centralized function control and some DTMF as feature codes that they used during the call. That is DTMF toggle function that we added. And also we support automatic multicast. And also we add another manual multicast. Why we need to realize manual multicast? It is because currently the multicast is totally automatic. It means as long as your phone is configured with multicast, if there is any other multicast played, your phone will display displayed and voice played automatically without any confirmation. But we think we can try to give end user selection or option to decide if he might or he want to receive it. Then we make the manual multicast. With it, end users will know there is multicast already, and if he want, he can receive and play. And if he do not want to interrupt, he might ignore it. That is manual multicast. Moreover, we think the manual multicast might be worked not only an option, but also we can try to realize another idea, like, for example, radio station. We might make some several multicast source, for example, in LAN network, and we can let end users some DSS keys with the multicast as station selected, and then he can try to receive and play the multicast source to decide if he want to keep listening. If not, he might stop and change another one. I think it will be a better solution than automatic multicast to support such kind of radio played solutions. And the last one is, I think it is a Fanvil unique feature that we received from our customer, and we try to realize it for them. It is convert incoming SIP call to multicast. Let me explain how to use it. As you know, the most multicast is only worked in LAN network. Although multicast is internet or the one communication, but it is impossible to make it on internet because it requires many switch, router, and other devices to support it with multicast, like IGMP protocols. So it is possible to make the global or the internet multicast actually. So some customers who think if we can support make SIP calls via internet and then make multicast in LAN network, it will be great helpful. So we support it. We define we can make SIP call via the internet and then use our IP phone to receive the RTP streams and then change it and send it in the LAN network with multicast mode. Then, for example, if you make some multicast in country A, then you can send them via SIP call to country B, and then in country B, in some enterprise LAN network, you can change it to the multicast. That will be global and very helpful. That is the convert incoming SIP call to multicast requirement and we realize it. And in future, we also welcome all our customers and end users to feedback their requirement, their question, their problem, and then we would love to try to discuss all of you and then confirm what the requirement is and why we need to realize it, and next or last, how we realize it. Okay, for now I will try to check your questions. Okay, first I will try to answer two-thirds questions. First is the presentation provided. No problem, I will try to provide later. And the second one is if the SIP hotspot worked only for all our IP phones. The answer is the SIP hotspot function is worked for our all X series phones and also our DOL phones, our intercoms. But we will try to different functions for our IP phones. For example, we will like to provide for some advanced SIP hotspot management and preventing functions for our some special model phones to help the end users get better management function and experience. Other phones will be the SIP hotspot client as standard. This is the answer for the SIP hotspot function. And do you have any other question or problem that you want to check with our IP phones or our system functions? Okay, I will try to okay, I'm uploading the presentation. It is done. Now you can check the presentation on your side. Okay, the Roboto asked me to try to explain the multicast in detail. I will try to take some examples to help you understand. Actually, multicast is technical words for IP communication. To the VoIP communication or VoIP system, it should be some kind of broadcast, just use the multicast communication. But it is some difference than broadcast. For example, we can try to use multicast to make some global or some broadcast notification. Like in school, we can make some broadcast by some IP phone, and then all other DOL phones, intercoms, IP phones who are configured with the multicast IP address and port, they will display it automatically. That is automatic multicast. And we can also try to use the multicast as a broadcast. For example, in the airport, we can try to use the multicast as some background music played, and also with some notification broadcast. That is for the IP phone with intercoms, with IP phones that you can try to use to install and deploy as a broadcast system, not only a IP phone call system. And to the manual multicast, like I said, we can try to define it as a selectable or some kind of not broadcast, but also like radio system that we can receive, then we can play, decided by end users. That is the manual multicast. Of course, for some enterprise, they will use IP phones for broadcast. Like, for example, there is some emergency issue. Administrator might be use the one IP phone or his IP phone to broadcast to all devices to let the end users leave or watch out or look out something. For example, the schools or some other like airport station, some subway station, we can try to use maybe intercoms to build a broadcast system. We can try to use, for example, we can use XU phone as the broadcast sender and other intercoms or our speaker to make the voice call or to make the broadcast. That is the another broadcast system that we can try to provide. And Mr. Amber asked a question. He wants to know DTMF toggle again. I will try to explain. Like I said, some customer who want to use, for example, asterisk and our IP phone, and he want to use the asterisk's recording function. However, asterisk's recording function required two DTMF strings. One is for enable and the other is disable or start or stop. And then he need to use IP phone to input with two ways. One is input strings via the keypad, numeric keypad. And the other way is he need to set up DSS with enable and disable separately. Then when he want to enable calls, enable recording calls, he need to input, for example, 111 or 222 to start or stop. And even with DSS keys, they can check the recording function enabled and disabled, but it is very hard to let end users to check which DTMF key is enabled and which key is disabled and what's the status for the IP phone he made for recording. It is enabled or it is disabled already, or even when he hang up the calls, if the recording is stopped, there's no indication. That's why we add a DTMF toggle for our DSS key. It will let the end users only use one key to enable to disable, like just press DND locally. When you press DND on, there will be a red light. When you press it off, the light will be off. That's the DTMF toggle. Of course, we can use DTMF toggle for calls, not only for recording, but also for some other function. If the PBX require two DTMF strings for two status, and also with some status indication, that is DTMF toggle that we support, and if you want, you can try more features with the PBX. Okay, have any other questions that you want to confirm or you want to discuss? Okay. If there is no further problem temporarily or currently, we will stop our webinar today. But if you have any further question or you have still not confirmed with the presentation, or you have new question about our new IP phones, you might send email to our support@fanvil.com. We will have tech support engineers to reply in time. So today we will end our new IP phones preview, and then we will stop the webinar now. Thank you for your participant, and we will try to see you in next time with the new webinar or some training that we arrange. The DTMF toggle function is worked for both X new phones and also currently X5S and X6 phones. That is the question from Mr. Andrew. Okay, see you next time. Bye.